Welcome to today's meditation. If you've been feeling overwhelmed or anxious about what's going on in politics at the moment, this is your time to set those worries aside. I'm Chibs Okereke, and I'm here to guide you through this meditation. And together, we'll take a gentle step towards easing those feelings and finding calm amidst the noise. Let's begin by finding a comfortable position, sitting or laying down, whatever feels most comfortable for you right now. Political anxiety can feel heavy and often stems from fear. Fear of uncertainty, fear of outcomes, or fear of conflict with those around us. Sometimes that fear shows up as anger, frustration, or even sadness. And if friends, family, or colleagues around us don't share our same view of the world, some of us might not even feel safe sharing what we think or what we feel for fear of judgment or isolation. And that can sometimes lead to feelings of shame, guilt, or loneliness. It's important to know that it's completely normal to feel this way. Politics can stir up a lot of emotions, and that's okay. Today, we're not trying to fix anything. Instead, we'll be creating space to observe, to accept, and to let go. We'll begin with the breath to relax the body and ground us in the present. Then, we'll gently acknowledge any emotions we might be feeling without trying to change them. Then we'll explore acceptance and letting go. And finally, we'll practice compassion for ourselves and for others, helping us find a sense of connection and ease. By the end of this meditation, you'll feel more grounded, more at peace, a little safer, and better equipped to navigate the coming days and weeks with calm and clarity. Let's begin. Most people feel more relaxed by closing the eyes, but feel free to open the eyes if that feels more relaxing to you. For some of us, especially when we're really stressed, the nervous system can sometimes go into high alert when we close the eyes, and our mind can get even busier. So feel free to crack open the eyes slightly to let some light in if thoughts or emotions become too uncomfortable. If we are keeping the eyes open, just make sure that we have a soft gaze, a soft focus. I invite you now to bring awareness to the breath, noticing your inhale and noticing your exhale. Now, without trying to change anything about the breath, we're simply noticing how the body is naturally breathing. We might find that there's an urge to direct the breath, to control the breath in some way. So, without trying to change anything, how is the body breathing right now? Is it a slow breath or is it a rapid breath? Is it a deep breath or is it a shallow breath? Maybe we're breathing into the chest or perhaps into the stomach. Is the inhale longer than the exhale, or is the exhale longer than the inhale? We're just noticing. Now, we're not so much watching the breath, we're experiencing the breath, we're feeling the breath. So what does it feel like to breathe? Perhaps we can feel the cool air coming in through the nostrils as we breathe in, as the lungs, chest and stomach expand. Then we might notice a short pause as the breath changes direction, as the body softens and relaxes, and the warm air leaves the nostrils, as the body sinks deeper into the chair or into the bed if we're lying down. We breathe in and the body expands, and we breathe out as the body softens and relaxes and sinks deeper. Political anxiety often pulls us into the future, into what ifs and uncertainties. But right now, in this moment, we can choose to focus on what's certain. Our breath, our body. Each breath is an invitation to come back to this space, to feel more grounded and to let go of whatever we might be carrying. With each inhale, breathing in calm, filling our body with lightness and ease. And with each exhale, feeling the weight of the world leaving the body, releasing anything we no longer need. Each breath offers us a little more space, a little more peace. If the mind starts to wander back to news, social media, or conversations that stirred up frustration or fear, that's okay. Just gently guide your attention back to the sensation of your breath. Allow each inhale to be a reminder of this moment, and allow each exhale a chance to release a bit of that tension. When we bring our awareness to the here and now, we remind our minds and bodies that it's safe to let go, even if only for a short while. And in this space, you can find a small refuge, a break from the political noise. And as we continue to breathe, I invite you to notice what feelings and sensations are present for you right now. Perhaps there's a tightness in the chest, a heaviness in the stomach, maybe a tension in the shoulders. Without trying to change anything, simply observing what's there. And what emotions are present? What feelings arise when you think about the political climate? Maybe it's frustration, anger, sadness, or perhaps there's a sense of fear or uncertainty. Maybe it's a mixture of many feelings tangled up together. The technique I often use when I have strong or uncomfortable emotions arising is to label the emotion. So I invite you now to gently name whatever comes up. You might say, this is frustration, or this is fear, or this is sadness. We don't need to analyze or dive into the story behind the feeling. We simply acknowledge it. We're allowed to have feelings, and we can honor our feelings without diving into them too deeply. We might find that by naming these feelings, their intensity softens a little, even if just by 1 or 2%. But if it doesn't, that's okay too. The goal here is not to make anything disappear, but simply to give ourselves permission to feel what's already here. Now we might feel that one candidate or party is the worst thing ever, or maybe it's the other, or perhaps we're somewhere in the middle. We might even think that both options are terrible. Whatever we're thinking or feeling is perfectly okay. But whenever I get frustrated or upset that people don't understand me, I remind myself that we all come from different backgrounds, shaped by unique experiences, hopes, and fears. And while it can be hard, practicing compassion for those with opposing views sometimes helps us remember that we're all doing the best that we can with the information we've got. And having that compassion and understanding for others can sometimes make things feel a little better. And notice if there's any judgment towards yourself for feeling the way you do. And if there is, are we able to meet that judgment with a little bit of kindness, just as we would with a dear friend who's struggling? And remember, whatever you're feeling right now is okay. You're not alone in this. Emotions are part of being human, especially in times of uncertainty. With each breath, allowing a little more space for whatever is present, letting it be just as it is. As we continue to breathe, let's take a moment to consider the idea of acceptance. Now, we can't always change the outcomes of elections, policies, or the beliefs of those around us, but we can change how we relate to them. Acceptance doesn't mean agreeing with everything or being passive. It means letting go of the struggle to control what is outside of our reach. Let's imagine our brain is like a tightly clenched fist, filled with the desire to change things beyond our control. And now, slowly imagine that fist beginning to soften, to release, Feel the tension easing away as we loosen our grip. With each exhale, we allow ourselves to release just a little bit more, letting go of the need to force outcomes or to carry the weight of the entire world on our shoulders. Imagine this release flowing out with each breath, making space for a little more calm and a little more clarity. In accepting what we cannot change, we create a little room for peace, for rest, and for regaining our energy to focus on what is within our control. Let's take a deep breath in together. And as we exhale, letting go of any remaining resistance we might be holding. This is our time to find a bit of ease, even amidst the uncertainty, trusting that whatever comes next, we'll be able to meet it with a clearer mind and a calmer heart. As we continue to breathe, let's acknowledge that while we can't control the outcome, there is something that we can control: our response. Now, with so much happening, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by uncertainties and endless opinions. But we don't need to control the world. We don't have to have all the answers. Instead, we can choose to direct our energy inward, focusing on how we choose to respond in this moment. With each breath, we're creating a bit of space between the events outside and the feelings inside. In that space, there's freedom. The freedom to choose calm over chaos, understanding over frustration. By focusing on our response, we shift from feeling powerless to feeling empowered. We can trust in our ability to navigate whatever comes up with a calm mind and open heart. Taking a few more breaths here, allowing this sense of inner strength to settle into your body. And as we continue to breathe, I invite you now to bring to mind the idea of self-compassion. I want you to take a moment to recognize the effort that you've made just by showing up today. It's not easy to face difficult emotions or to sit with discomfort, but you're doing it. And for that, you should be proud. So let's silently offer ourselves a few words of compassion. Now, if it helps, you're welcome to put one hand or both hands onto your heart. And I invite you to repeat after me, silently in your mind. May I be at peace. Feel the warmth of this intention, letting it settle into your heart. May I be at peace. May I be at peace. With each breath, allowing this sense of kindness towards yourself grow. Breathing in the comfort of self-compassion and breathing out any tension or self-criticism we might be carrying. And as we continue to hold this feeling of kindness, let's see if we can expand it outwards. If it's not too painful or uncomfortable, we can think of others now. Those with whom we might disagree or whose opinions might feel difficult to understand. Remembering that they too are shaped by their experiences, hopes, and fears, just as we are. If it feels comfortable to you, silently offering them the same words. May they be at peace. It doesn't mean we agree with them or change our beliefs. We're simply recognizing our shared humanity, remembering that deep down, we're all doing the best with what we know. May they be at peace. May they be at peace. Perhaps we can feel how compassion can create a sense of connection, even amidst disagreement. With each breath, allowing ourselves to soften a little more, letting go of any tension or judgment that might be present. We're breathing in understanding, and we're breathing out division, allowing each exhale to carry away the heaviness, leaving space for calm and clarity. And as this practice comes to an end, knowing that you can come back here again, this place of relaxation and peace and safety. Let's take a moment to notice what the body feels like and noticing what the mind feels like. Hopefully we're feeling a little less stressed and a little calmer. But even if we're not feeling more relaxed, it could be one of those really difficult days, and we might notice that we have even more stress in the mind and body. But that's okay too. By bringing awareness to how we're feeling, we can now give ourselves some extra care and compassion. So if we are feeling a little stressed, sad, anxious, or overwhelmed, then if possible, take it easy today. Do something relaxing. We can always leave the hard work until tomorrow. And it's important to remind ourselves that our emotions and thoughts are all part of being human. Some days they're calm and easy to handle. Other days they might feel like a bit too much. But whatever we're feeling right now, it's just a part of our journey, a temporary visitor passing through. I invite you now to bring awareness to sounds. Sounds inside the room, sounds outside the room. We can gently wiggle our fingers and toes, have a little stretch if we need to, and whenever we're ready, we can gently crack open the eyes and come back to the room. Take a moment to recognize the time you've given yourself today, nurturing your well-being and creating space for peace in your life. Take care of yourself and have a wonderful day.